Hello everybody, welcome back on MDG Media. This is a round 1 frontline MPO feature card of the ILT Southern Smash presented by Innova Discs. Third stop of the New Zealand Elite Series, one of the two tours here in New Zealand. We are in Invercargill, south of the South Island. My name is Maxime Tanghe and with me Levi Stout. How's it going, Levi?
Going good, Max. Excited to watch me and a couple of others from Invercargill from down south show you foreigners how it's done on this course.
Yes, you're the local, so you'll need to explain a bit to our followers how it's going. So we have 4 players: Ethan, your brother, Andrew Popham, and the DSS sponsored player. And then we'll have the New Zealand gem, Levi Stout.
It's me.
Yes, welcome, man. So yeah, 1007 rated player. Yeah, going to smash some lines today. RPM discs and small plant disc ports. Wow.
And lastly, we have Reid, semi-local player who's just been king consistency, really. This is his home course, and I think he's going to show us how the lefty plays this course.
Yes, as your brother is going to do also. So we have the first hole. You want to introduce it to our subscribers.
So this is hole 1, par 4, 182 meters. On the tee, you're really just looking to put out maybe 110 meters with a forehand or a backhand turnover. And this second shot, you really just got to see where you land and see what you can make work. Preferably, you want to have something that just floats over the top of all those mounds and then sits down nicely. So a putter is ideal on that second shot.
Yeah, and definitely a bit easier than last season. You know, like the garden trees were cut off.
Yeah, we had a massive tree fall, so we had to get rid of all those trees. It turned it from a nice wee little tunnel shot to wide open. So should be an easy birdie, in theory.
Yeah, in theory. Yeah, even easier for the lefties. A bit short for Ethan though.
I think Ethan's play was to lay up because with that gap change, a lot bigger now, he likes to have it a bit further because he's more comfortable throwing that longer distance on the upshot. But I do think he left it a bit short for what he wanted on that.
Definitely, and Andrew definitely a bit further on the fairway.
This is me throwing a destroyer.
Halo plastic left side of that tree in the middle.
And that is exactly what you want on that tee shot.
Exactly, perfect shot. Down on the fairway, so you can see the basket far. And let's go, man, first round.
Ethan just got a hold of that one. He didn't really commit to his... he overcommitted to his line. Just pulled over on a bit. And that is the disadvantage of being short, is you have to throw a bit harder and sometimes you miss your line.
Stephen going for the forehand also.
And anyone who's played with Steve would tell you he's got an underrated forehand. Everyone thinks of lefties, well, a lot of lefties in New Zealand, just to have the backhand turnovers, like Hemi from Queenstown, Ethan, they all just specialise in the backhand putter turnovers, but Steve's actually got a really solid forehand.
Yeah, everybody's kind of playing the forehand on this hole. Andrew with another one. A bit too much on the rad, but he should have a C2 opportunity from there. And you were talking about it.
And this one I just did not commit to the shot. Not what you want on that upshot.
Yeah, first hole of the tournament.
Yeah, must be the camera nerves, eh?
Do you feel the pressure?
Oh, you feel it. It's just how you deal with it. That's where the champions are made, really. And this is really not a spot you want to be in.
Really not. But okay. So you should go for the par.
Yep. Had a wee little bit of a hold up there, but we're on the dance floor.
Yeah, not a bad bid.
Good height on that, yeah.
Exact.
Another good bid.
Yeah, he's going for it.
And good height on that one. That's all I can say about that putt.
It's okay, first hole.
Yeah. Not the start you're looking for after that drive, though.
Yeah, definitely. Bogey with the perfect drive, but all good. 17 holes left.
Good cleanup from Popham there. And me and Ethan looking to do the same.
So do you feel like you're playing with practice partners there, or like?
Yeah, well, this is almost exactly the lead card, except for Stephen, the lead card at Roxburgh, which was the event that happened the weekend before. So me, Ethan, and Andrew have played quite a bit recently.
And so there is 2 courses, for this tournament.
Yeah, so this is round 1 on the gold course, which is in the past been the pro course. But then round 2 will be played on the red course, which is a bit shorter and more technical. And then final round we come back out to the gold course. And yeah, we get some longer holes like this on the gold course. Challenge of this hole comes, there's a path about 140 metres off the tee. It can come into play if you don't commit to either laying up or going over it.
Yeah, and you need the distance to go there.
Most people are fine on it, and then the second shot, you really just got to see what gap's the biggest and try shape a shot in there. Ethan throwing a force. Nice shot shape.
Yep. 20 meters before the path.
Yep.
Good spot, you would say.
Yeah, and especially on this hole, that lefty up shot is just perfect, so he doesn't need to push up the distance like a righty might.
Yeah, to me the approach, is a bit easier for the lefties. Like there is some, you can shape to the tunnels, on the left side of those trees.
Yeah, and Andrew there just pushed us a bit right. Sometimes if you're far enough right, you can actually have a righty hyzer into the green. Not something that you get often on this hole, and I'm just trying to follow Andrew. Just throw that comfortable wee little turnover.
Yeah, you changed disc. That's not the same driver that you used on the hole 1.
Yeah, oh, same mold, different disc.
Exact.
I carry 5 Halo Destroyers at the moment. Yeah.
Yo.
Steve, he's up there. It's a look. That's what you want. On this hole, it's really hard to park it. A lot of the time, you just have to settle for near the basket. So Steve will be, maybe not happy with that, but he'll be fine with that.
Bit high.
And I just yanked that one high, and can't really complain. Didn't throw that great, and I've still got some sort of look. So
yeah, C2.
C2, that's all we need.
And Ethan going with what?
This is a Raptor, I believe. Just a nice overstable fairway. And that's what you want from that hole. Just find the biggest gap and get yourself into the circle. And Andrew looking to do the same.
So he's right side of the fairway, but he's opting to go left side on those tunnels.
Yeah, I think for that righty backhand to work, you really got to push into that other fairway that we're looking at now from the camera angle. You can get some very nice straight lines to the pin, but usually the best play is just to play that left to right shot shape down those left gaps.
So first birdie look.
And this first round we had a bit of wind, had a bit of drizzle, so these first holes were just tough holes to start with, throw in a bit of wind and unpredictability, and yeah, they get tough quickly. Well, that's going to be my excuse anyways.
And Ethan with the best opportunity, missing right. Pressure maybe?
Maybe. Uncharacteristic. His putt is usually just smooth, clean release, but you can see there he's a bit wobbly. We got plenty of holes to play though.
Yeah, definitely. And the sun is coming back.
Yeah.
Andrew finishing the hole with a par. An unfortunate bogey after the birdie with the opportunity for Ethan.
And par for me. Now we're moving on to hole 3. This one, as you can see, the main technicality of this hole is we have the double mandos right by the basket. So it forces you to make a decision. You either run that mando, try to park the hole, or you lay up to maybe 8 or 9 meters and just take your chance at a putt.
Are you going for it?
I'm trying to put it right in the mandos. So if I throw my putter well, I'll put it just 4 meters away. But hopefully if I throw it bad, it doesn't miss the mandos. And
Yeah.
Steve there, not what we're looking for. That's missed it.
He will go to the drop zone. So Andrew with the mid-range in his hands.
I think this is some sort of rock. Might be a rock 3.
Super wide.
That's not the shot. And he's gone long of the pin, but because of the way that the mando line shapes, he's still not missed the mando, so he can still make a par from there.
Takapu in your hand.
Yeah, I just threw that one on too much hyzer, overstable disc, just faded out too early. Without the mandos, it's still a circle 1 hit, but you gotta watch out for those. Ethan throwing a buzz and checks up safe. A bit long of what you want. You want to just be 5 meters shorter than that, and you have that nice short birdie putt.
Andrew needs to lay up, trying to save his par.
Good bid from Steve.
Yeah, both from the drop zone.
And I like the line on that one, but got to give it some height if you want to make those putts.
Yeah, again, the start of the tournament, maybe a bit of pressure.
Yeah. I would have liked to see Ethan make those, because he's known for those knee putts. When he gets on that knee, often he'll just make the ridiculous putts. But just a bit inside on that one.
And a good save from Andrew. After the drive, too much on the right. Good save from Ethan.
Yeah. There's not actually too many birdies on this hole, because often people play it too safe because they're scared of missing the mandos, and then they'll miss that putt for birdie and just end up taking pars. Or like me, they'll get a bit too aggressive and take bogeys.
So that's definitely not the start you were looking for.
No.
And hole 4. I leave it to you, man. It's your course.
This one's you just want to bomb one off the tee, preferably finish right. And if you're feeling adventurous, like my friend Maxime here, you'll try to throw a big spike hyzer over that hedge, try to get an eagle. But you have to really put some power behind that drive. But the preferred second shot is just a layup and then just throw a putter down the middle. Hopefully take an easy birdie and move on.
Yeah, you know, like the big bomb hyzer is just not, especially if I know about to take the eagle, but to have an easy birdie.
Yeah. And if you're too far left on the drive, that spike hyzer just has to swing so far that you have to throw it. You know, even if you get 140 off the tee here, you still have 100 in, which is a long spike hyzer. So position is just really key if you're trying to get an eagle here.
Yeah.
Ethan's going to find that right side, but he's just a bit short. Didn't get the pop he wanted on that shot. Steve, just a bit wide, come back. Gets caught up early. It's still birdieable from there because you can throw that layup from there. He's probably got 120 to the layup zone, and then you can just throw a putter on his third if he gets that well.
And that's the best drive of the card.
Yep, that's exactly what I was wanting. Like I say, maybe a bit further right if I was trying to get the eagle, but I'm happy with that drive.
Now, position shot.
Oh, it sits safe on that. So that right side hedge line is OB. If you go into the hedge or over the hedge. So Steve just checked up there. I think he wanted to get it a bit further. And Ethan probably wanted to get that a bit more right. He's probably going to have a lean out forehand from there. That'll be tricky.
Yeah, that's hard to be more right. It's decision again.
Yeah.
With the OB.
Andrew takes out a flag. He does stay in bounds though. That's just what you want. I'm just trying to throw a Takapoo to that layup zone. And that is out of bounds.
Close. That was not a bad shot.
Not happy with that.
Steve opting for the forehand again.
Cheeky wee little hedge bounce. He'll be edge of circle. He can capitalise on birdie there if he makes good.
And you can definitely bounce on those trees on the right side.
Yeah, well, in practice, I actually showed you that you can just throw a wee little turnover into the hedge and it'll bounce off every time. But it is scary to do in tournament play.
Yeah,
so usually
definitely.
you just throw it up the middle, and this is looking good from Ethan.
Oh, yeah.
That's his first eagle on the hole.
Nice shot.
He was pretty happy during the round, coming to me, explaining me the line.
That is not an eagle you see for a lefty very often, and it would have been one of the only eagles of the weekend, if not the only one.
And another flag down.
Yeah, we're abusing these flags today.
Steve. With a
Good birdie
good
putt.
birdie.
That's what we like. And because of that OB stroke, that's par there. Again, not what I'm looking for, but I threw the disc well on that hole, and that's all that matters.
And an easy bird for Andrew. Clean hole.
Him and Ethan are both under par through 4 holes. That's what we like.
And hole 5.
So this hole's been changed since previous years. If you see footage, they've moved it maybe 3 meters to the left, and what it does is it cuts out that forehand. So if you're trying to throw a forehand, you really have to commit to going low, or throw a flex that starts more right, swings left, and then fades at the end. But it also has opened up a straight backhand with a righty, and I know that's my preferred play on this hole. Not sure about Andrew though. He's got a solid forehand, so I wouldn't be surprised if he opts for a forehand.
Oh, it's in danger. My God.
Safe. That was not what he wanted, but he will take those breaks any day of the week.
Definitely tree love.
As I thought, Andrew just commits to that low forehand. He's definitely got the power. He's got an amazing forehand. Just a bit left. Didn't get the fade he wanted at the end there. Interesting, Steve's opting for the forehand, even though I would argue this hole suits a lefty backhand. But like I say, he usually has such a strong forehand that I don't blame him.
And you're going with the backhand play.
And this really just had no chance. I threw the right shot, just not the right line. For that righty backhand to work, you really have to push those trees. And I was afraid of undercommitting there, so not too mad at that mistake, but not what we want.
And Steve with the upshot. He will still need to work.
And easy bogey, that's what we want. There's no point stressing yourself with the hard bogey putt at this point of the round. And same for Ethan.
It's one of the most dangerous green. Do you agree with that? You know?
Yeah, well, with the elevated basket, if you miss, the disc just carries so much further. And there is OB on that right side that you can easily roll into.
And I think that's what's happening now.
Steve challenging it. Not sure if he was in it or not. And we're just cleaning up while Steve gets to his lie.
He saves the double bogey, so he was safe on that first putt.
And
hole 6,
hole
new one
6.
also.
So last year we played into that wee little cove of trees you see there, and then there was another par 4, but this year we decided, or the organisers decided that they would combine these holes. They were back-to-back, but now it's just one hole. The basket's a bit shortened, but the tee shot really demands either a 100-metre spike-iser, which not many people in the field have, or just a forehand that plays around those trees, again just 100 metres, and then the second shot is probably about 110. It's really just, you got to have both shot shapes. You got to be able to throw a left to right and then a right to left on the same hole if you want a birdie.
And that's what you're looking for?
Yeah, that's the landing zone right there. The only way you can really get further up is if you try a roller, or as Maxime here was showing us in practice, and Andrew's going to try this big spike-iser.
Yeah,
and
he's pretty okay there.
That worked out alright, yeah. I don't like the risk of that spike-iser play, so I'm just opting for the safe forehand. Just get myself in the open fairway.
Yeah, hard for the catch cam to understand where the discs are coming from.
And
that's another option.
That just stood up early for Steve. He's not going to like that. It's good effort from there. He should be open from there, hopefully. And it's a tricky upshot for Ethan as a lefty. He has a lefty forehand, but it's not a power forehand like a lot of people have. So he's challenged with holes like this. He just has to throw those lefty turnovers, which can be really difficult.
And that's a good shot.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want on that second shot. Put it out wide and let it fade late.
Yeah, see one hit for you.
Steve just catches those branches, almost gets right up there.
So Andrew
got all the way through and gets a beautiful skip with, I believe that's a zone that he's just thrown.
Yeah. He's around. Steve to save the par.
Come on. Ooh, good line.
Yeah, good line. Bit too low. Yeah, and Andrew is definitely parked.
Yeah. Not a bad bid from Ethan there, just need to give it some height.
Nice.
And yeah, good way to get those bogeys erased slowly. Got to start getting back on track. We've come off the harder holes now. Those first 4 or 5 are actually some of the hardest on the course. But now we move into, well, maybe not hole 5, but now we move into the easier stretch. And this is actually a normal hole, hole 7. This hole is a permanent hole on our golf course. So me, Ethan, well, all 4 of us really have some experience on this. You kind of just want to get under those low branches, and for a righty, just throw something really overstable, get a nice skip, and it should just curl up around the basket.
Local lines.
Exactly.
Let's go. Andrew with the fairway driver here.
Oh, skips out of the OB ditch. That's what we like. And I'm throwing a first run Kotari here. It's probably the most overstable disc in my bag. Got a wee little water skip there.
Another
that'll
C1
do.
hit.
Yeah. And again, tricky for Ethan as a lefty.
He wouldn't go with the forehand?
No, his forehand probably wouldn't quite reach. His forehand probably has 70 metres of distance. But Ethan's an interesting case, because if you notice, he throws lefty backhand, but then he'll putt with his right hand. That's just because he grew up right-handed, but he grew up throwing frisbees left-handed, so when he started disc golf, that was just natural to him. And then he needed to develop another shot, and he just decided to go lefty forehand. But because of the natural skill that he has with his right hand, he can still throw a righty backhand far enough to get by. But he's not too confident with it, so he doesn't pull it out very often in tournament. Just a bit low there from Ethan.
Heating the metal.
Andrews, he's still got a significant comeback if a par. And that's good confidence putt there. Good to put it on the pole. And I'll just clean up my birdie.
Dead center.
Yep.
Confident.
And Andrew's putting together a bit of a clean round here. Bogey free, 2 under. Conditions weren't fantastic on the day, so he'll be happy with that start.
Definitely. Moving on to hole 8.
Hole 8. This is a tricky wee little short hole. It's only 75 metres, but there's tight OB the whole way on that left side. A golf green short, so you have to get there, and a tight gap off the tee. So the play on this one is usually just throw, for us, a straight putter, play out to that right side, maybe edge of circle, and try make the putt from there, just so that we're not threatening the OB. But I imagine the lefties might try something a bit different.
Yeah, a lot of OB surrounding the basket here. Looks like a good shot.
That was just my flippy Takapoo. That's exactly what I wanted to throw.
We don't have any catch cam here because on the first round the catch cam just ran away on hole 9 thinking it was the next hole.
It's a tricky lefty because, as you can see there, Ethan gets caught up in those bushes and the lefty has to swing back late. And if you don't fully commit to it and push it over OB, it'll end up like Steve or maybe like Andrew's one was. So they still have putts, but they're not as close as they'd like to be. And it looks like Ethan's safe there, so he's going to be parked for birdie.
And a good putt for Andrew.
He's on the birdie train.
You're also.
Yeah, it's back to even. Like I say, got to erase those bogeys somehow.
Yeah, that's the way, man.
And
Bad start. Healing.
exactly. Almost had a star frame there. Not quite.
And already the last hole of the front 9.
Yeah, so this is another permanent hole on our golf course here. This one is pretty similar to some of the other par 4s on this course. You're really just trying to get some controlled distance off the tee. Set yourself up. You ideally want to be on the right side. Give yourself a bit of a straighter approach into this green. And just throw a nice, maybe, depends how far you get up the fairway, maybe mid-range into the green.
Yeah, depending on the distance you get from the drive.
Yep. And
Bit overcooked?
not really. It was just, you want, like I say, you really want to be right side. And so I just emphasized that by committing wide.
So you're happy with this one?
Yeah. And I think Andrew will be looking to get one up there as well. Andrew's got some good power on him. He's another interesting one. He's a very athletic guy. So he can throw probably 150, 160 with his right hand. And then he'll throw a forehand just as far as any other forehand thrower in New Zealand. And then he can switch to his left hand and can throw over 100 metres with his left hand as well. So he's really got it all. He just needs to develop a left-hand forehand, and he'll be a jack of all trades.
That's special.
Steve just overcooked that.
Yeah, late release. You really don't want to be on that left side.
Yeah, so interesting story. I know Ethan won't want me telling this, but those trees where Steve is now, they're actually the trees where Ethan broke his hand in the last couple of months. He was playing this hole and did pretty much what Steve did, and then on a second shot just committed to his shot and hit his hand on the follow through. So he's been dealing with that injury. And Roxborough, which was the weekend before this tournament, and this tournament were his first two, kind of getting back into the groove of things. And he took out second place at Roxborough, so he's on form at the moment.
Yeah, he's feeling more comfortable now.
Yeah, his game seems to be coming together nicely. Like I say, every time it's tough being a lefty, because you really have to learn how to commit to those turnovers, and you can't just throw hyzers like a lot of us righties can on a lot of these holes. It's a bit easier being a lefty if you have that forehand, but like I say, Ethan's still developing it.
Okay, around the basket for Steve. A bit late for Ethan.
Yep, he's up there. Should be a nice par putt. And Andrew just didn't get that upshot. Didn't get it drifting left early enough, so he's going to have to settle for par there.
Good save.
Yeah, good putt from Ethan. Especially after that putt on hole 1, his putting's getting back into a rhythm. Just a bit high on that one.
Yeah, high and a bit left. Not a bad bid.
Yep, good clean-up from Steve. If you're out of position on the tee, the score can really add up, especially if the putting's just not there, so good to see him clean that one up. And Andrew staying bogey-free through the front 9.
And there we are.
Ben Schicker leading the charge. 4 down through 9, that's really good pace. As you can see there, we've got the top 10. There's only 6 people under par, so you're doing well if you're getting birdies on this front 9.
Definitely, definitely. We'll see everybody on the back 9 in a few minutes. See you guys.